Okay, welcome to our channel, Inspiring Tampa Bay. We are at the historic Don CeSar. This is a very unique and amazing place right here on our beautiful, soft, sandy white beaches of St. Pete Beach. And we're going to tell you a little bit about this place and walk around a little bit and show off our home.
So it's not quite 100 years old because it was built in 1928. So there's that.
Okay, is that the piece you were holding on to?
That's why I was holding on to.
Time?
I mean, I got a few more tidbits.
Okay,
but yeah.
Well, I'm going to cheat a little because I've got some stuff here. So most people think big pink hotel, oh, it's gaudy, it's this, it's that. This is just one of our most historic treasures. And Matt is sipping on the sunset punch that they have over here that they will serve you at sunset.
On the sunset patio, right?
Yeah. They've got beautiful sofas up there to sit on and all kinds of really cool, unique little things that you're going to only see at a specialty hotel. So.
And what's cool is all their beach chairs are all pink.
Yeah, they used to be a little bit different of a beach chair. So we have not actually been out here since the hurricanes in 2024. And
yeah, so I imagine these are probably all new.
I would imagine the other ones probably washed away and they're somewhere in the Gulf or the Bay.
Or at least got ruined probably. Yeah. You know, hard telling.
Yeah. So, you know, you're going to think that this is just any ordinary landmark. You know, oh, it's great for weddings and bachelorette parties.
There's actually a wedding going on right now.
There was a wedding going on right now. And it's perfect for those pictures. And, you know, a lot of kids come out and do their graduation photos and wedding photos and all that kind of stuff out here.
I mean, right now, I mean, the sun's maybe 5 more minutes before it's all the way down. Like it's setting very nice, but it's kind of cloudy, so that's why we decided to just have the dawn in the background.
Yeah. But this particular building has a story that most visitors don't really get to hear about. And it has everything to do with why this stretch of St. Pete Beach is one of the most coveted addresses in all of Florida.
Coveted?
Coveted.
Yes. All right, I like it.
Yeah. So, and apparently not everyone who checked in ever left.
There is that story, yes.
So the origin story. In the 1890s, a young American named Thomas Rowe was studying in London. And he was going to the opera, I guess, a lot because that was something that they did
back in
those days. That was kind of where you went. That was the club that you went at and hung out at. So he was going to the opera pretty regularly. And he was at one of these performances, and a Spanish opera singer named Lucinda came up and he met her, and they fell head over heels in love with each other. And so they start meeting secretly at a fountain because her family would never approve.
Fountain here, or we're still over there?
They're still over there. Okay. They're still over there. That was their, but there's a reason why I say that, right? Okay. So very Romeo and Juliet. Family would not approve of this American coming over and sweeping their Spanish princess off of, she wasn't a princess, but their princess.
Oh no, it makes the story pretty good.
It would, but yeah, it'd be the first one that you've heard of that. So, just like Romeo and Juliet, it did not end well. True tragedy. So her family...
So clearly not for Roe, right?
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But her family... So she had come back over stateside with him because, you know, they could be free to love each other and all that kind of stuff. And her family found out and came and got her and took her away from him. And
so I guess kind of did end badly for him too.
So she called him. Can you guess what she called him?
Well, she didn't call him on his cell phone, I can tell you that.
Oh, Jesus.
So
She called him her Don CeSar.
Ah.
So, and so they, you know, they were trying to write letters to each other. The family refused the letters, wouldn't let them, you know, talk to each other, all of the usual things. And he waited years to try to get information from her, to her, all that kind of stuff. And then one day he received a single note, and it was addressed to my beloved Don CeSar, and contained a news clipping that Lucinda had died. So then Thomas Rowe makes his way down to Florida, became a real estate developer right here in St. Pete. And when it came time to build his...
And that was like the early 1900s by that point.
Yeah. His greatest project, he built it as a monument to Lucinda. So the pink color, Lucinda's favorite color.
And so that happened in 1928 is when this was built.
And the fountain is in the lobby that we walked in through.
Okay.
In, you know, in reference to her. And it is an exact replica of the one in London where they used to meet.
Oh.
Here's the famous fountain, just like the one that they used to meet at in London.
Oh.
And even the name Don CeSar came from the opera where they fell in love. So in the 1920s, how much do you think this project was?
I don't know, but I do know what he sold it to the U.S. government for.
Okay, well,
I do know that.
Yeah. In the
I guess what the U.S. government paid for it.
Right.
Yeah. What not necessarily sold it for.
Yeah. So he built a $20 million legacy project in the 1920s dollars because he lost his love of his life.
Yeah.
So romantic. And then on January 10th, 1928, grand opening night, the most glamorous party St. Pete had ever seen. Thomas Rowe stood in his hotel, and he was probably thinking about her the whole time. Just thinking about her as...
What? That's what? Because he's breaking open champagne bottles?
Yeah. Did you hear? Yeah. Did you hear the bell?
Yeah, they ring the bell because it finally is all the way down.
Yep.
So we're only going to have light here for a little bit longer.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of wrap this part up, and then we'll go inside and sit and shoot the next version. So...
Yeah, we're going to grab a bite to eat at the little restaurant.
What famous people have been here?
Was it Scott Fitzgerald?
Scott Fitzgerald, yes.
There was...
And the great
Lou
Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig stayed here.
Yeah. Baseball player.
Al Capone.
Al Capone, yes.
There was a favorite some presidents have stayed here.
And baseball player?
Lou Gehrig was a baseball player.
Another baseball player?
Well, I don't remember what the other one was.
I don't have Lou Gehrig, but I have Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, that's right, Joe DiMaggio. Yeah. There's been a lot of famous people. That
also, Louis Armstrong played here.
Okay.
And that was kind of a big deal in those days.
They actually just finished filming The Statement here.
That's right.
That was earlier this year they filmed that.
And Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby both stayed here and performed here. And you ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Oh, Elvis.
Elvis.
Of course Elvis stayed here.
Elvis was here actually a lot. Yeah. He came to St. Pete a lot before he got really, really big.
And I'm sure there's a lot of famous people that have stayed here that they really didn't advertise that stayed here.
Yeah. So if these walls could talk, they'd do a lot more than talk.
Yeah.
So Thomas Rowe died in 1940.
Yep.
And right here in the lobby of the hotel that he built. And according to staff and guests, And pretty much anyone who's lived here or been here long enough, he never left. So on occasion, a man in a white suit and a Panama hat is seen walking the beaches, walking the lobby, and vanishes when you try to approach him. Housekeeping staff is
I'm pretty quick when I'm dressed up like that.
Housekeeping staff have seen him on the 5th floor, and guests have been welcomed by a smiley man at the entrance who disappears before they can ask who he is. And this is the part that gets me. Sometimes he's not alone.
Interesting.
People have seen a couple in the garden courtyard standing hand in hand before they dissolve into nothing. So Thomas found Lucinda.
Yeah. So then after he died, the hotel kind of went in disarray. Then it was World War II, and the U.S. government actually purchased this for $450,000. Now, it was a lot of money back then, but still, in the scheme of things, that was pretty cheap
compared to what he paid for it.
And they stripped it down, took all the luxurious items out of the hotel, stripped it down, and made it a hospital for the U.S. airmen that were in the area. So...
And we'll do another one of these down at Illinois because they did that as well.
They did, correct.
So a couple of our famous places took over.
So then there's, they kind of went in disarray from that point for a little while until the 70s. And then the 70s, the locals actually kind of found a way to bring it back.
Well, they were getting ready to tear it down. In the 70s because it was bad. It was bad. And I mean, even in the 80s, like when we think about when we were kids, like, it wasn't.
It was on the up and coming. Like,
even then, like it wasn't, someplace super.
It wasn't as fancy as it is now. Like
and then the 90s, I feel like, is when it finally made its turn. I remember I had my aunt.
Well, even 2000s, they did a renovation. And then, of course, after the hurricanes, they did another renovation.
But the thing about it is that was so incredible because this, again, we mentioned earlier, this is the first time that we've been out here since the hurricanes. And they did a really good job renovating. Like, it really does look like when we were kids. Like, it's the same. It's not like they, changed the way it looked or anything like that. So this one...
You just put some lipstick on it.
Yeah, no, they did it right for this one. So this building does what every iconic building does and makes it irreplaceable. So pretty. So for all the times that we've been here, I've only ever come for lunch.
That is not true.
We've been here for dinner?
Absolutely. We've been here one time when Corsa Rally was coming into town, and we met all the rally guys out here, and we actually ate dinner.
Oh, right. We went inside. Yes. We did go inside and eat.
And somebody was nice enough to pay for our dinner that night.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we weren't expecting that.
No. Right. Oh, Corsa Rally. Yeah. So that's getting ready to happen again.
It is, from Miami. Yep. All the way to Mexico City they're going.
To Mexico City this time? Yep. All right, guys. We need to get more subscribers so we can go on the Corsa Rally and take you guys with us. Like, that's a bucket list thing for me. And then gumball through Europe.
Yeah.
Those are my
actually no. So no, I'm wrong on that. It's not the Corsa. It's the gumball that's going to Mexico City from Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm wrong on that.
Yeah,
I was saying Corsa because that's what came out here. So that's,
yeah. But gumball, I want to do gumball. So they're starting in Miami. Gumball.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of car creators out there that we watch, or I'm subject to watching.
Yeah.
Forced to watch. And so a lot of them are coming down to Miami, making their way to Miami.
Yep.
Like quite a few.
And wouldn't you know, it's right before Father's Day weekend. So we may be going to Miami just to see them off.
Well,
because she wants to do a train trip down there.
I do want to do a train trip down there. And then we could just like rent a Turo or something. Yeah. But that would be fun. But yeah, so on the train, it's interesting.
Well, do you want to say that for another episode? Because like we're gonna get off topic here.
Yeah, we're gonna get off topic, and I do that
because we were wanting to talk about more stuff with the Don.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but maybe we'll put that on a short.
Yeah.
It's just people talk about this train, and we're going to demyth that. All these people posting about that train from Tampa to Miami. Okay, we'll do that.
Good or bad?
People don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, okay. All right. So we've never taken it, and we're experts.
No, it's not even that, but we'll save that for cliffhanger. We'll save that for another one. But
well, now I'm kind of curious. What don't they know what they're talking about?
Oh no, that's for you said.
Oh,
you said that's for another. That's for another video. So, so I'm getting back to my notes, guys. I wanted to have good content for you this time, and someday I won't need to check my notes. All right. So, what beach is this technically?
Technically? Mm-hmm. Upton Beach? Is it Upton?
No.
No?
No.
No, Upton's farther up.
Upham.
Oh, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Upham Beach.
I don't pronounce anything correctly, pretty much.
Upham Beach is down on the other end of St. Pete Beach.
Okay.
So the Don CeSar. So
it's not Sunset Beach, because Sunset Beach is up there.
Sunset Beach
Paso
is
Grill is that way.
Paso Grill is that way. So what beach is this?
I don't know, a sandy one.
A sandy one. So this is St. Pete Beach still.
Okay.
So, but at the end of the Don CeSar is where St. Pete Beach ends.
Okay.
So this is the last little bit of St. Pete Beach on that stretch of beach.
Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense then.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. But again, I grew up thinking that this was Paso Grill,
right?
Which is another beautiful beach, and it takes you down kind of towards the
because you would think at the stoplight out here, from there it would be Paso Grill,
right?
So.
But technically, so when we pull out of the parking lot here, I guess it's a little different now the way they have a parking lot. But if you head towards Paso Grill Beach, which is south of us, I had to think about which way was north, south, east, west. So it is south of us. You pull out on Gulf Boulevard and head south, you'll see a sign that says Paso Grill. It's about half a block. So it's actually, I believe that fire station that's just after the museum is St. Pete Beach Fire Rescue.
Yeah, I thought that's what it said, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just after that, there's a street. That's where Paso Grill is. So Paso Grill was my home beach growing up. You know, that was where my mom took us kids. I mean, as much as she could. My mom absolutely adored the beach, everything about the beach. She just loved it, and Paso Grill was her place. My grandparents, so, and I'm speculating, so y'all have to correct me in the comments, but much how up north, like I imagine New York and those, northeastern states, they would go and get apartments out on the beaches, and that was just a thing that you did in the summer. Went to, the Catskills or, again, I'm going based on movies and other things like that because I didn't live up there. I don't know. But from what I've heard. So that was the same here in the, 50s, 60s, 70s, into the 80s, and even in the 90s. Locals would get apartments out on the beaches. And you would just stay out, close up the house for the, time being, go home. I mean, my grandparents didn't go back to the house much. My mom would go and check on it, but my grandparents would get a apartment out on Paso Grill Beach every summer until, I want to say, like 1989, maybe. I feel like that was the last time that we were out there. Might have been 90, but I think it was 89. And, that was just our family. We had family in Tallahassee.
I mean, we went out there and stayed later on.
That was after my grandparents passed. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we did do that.
Yeah, but that was more like a remember it kind of thing. But it wasn't the same apartments at that point either. So, but yeah, I mean, that was a thing down here too. Like, and it wasn't out of the ordinary. Like, you know, my grandmother would get one and her sister would get another apartment. And so all the cousins would come and be there, and we would just, you know, we didn't stay full time. You know, we would just go out and visit and stay overnight every once in a while. But for the most part, it wasn't a thing where we just, you know, but it's a really great memory.
Yeah.
And we would make our way down to the Don CeSar, of course. And
they have great breakfast here.
Breakfast was amazing. Yeah. Or lunch, you know, but other than the one rally that we came to, and really we crashed that one. We didn't even.
Yeah, we had some friends we had some friends let us know that they were coming here, and so we came out and met them, and that's when we met the Savage Garage guys.
Yes.
At that time.
That was actually really cool. Yeah. And then
Randy wasn't here. I'm not sure if that. I think that was after he did pass.
Yeah.
But then,
it was right after.
Yeah.
It was right after and before the girl passed.
Yeah, because Rachel was here, and then Rachel passed soon after. Yeah. Actually, she actually passed away right after that.
Yeah. So another short on that, maybe, if we remember. So Paso Grill, buying homes. There are lots of really beautiful, beautiful homes out on Paso Grill.
Lots of new homes. They're doing a lot of raised homes out there now that we noticed on the way in.
Yeah, if you're not from here and you're not aware of our storm situation, so as I've mentioned before, I'm third generation born and raised here, and never in my lifetime have we ever had, you know, I'm getting there, you know, almost half a century old, and we've never seen that. Yeah. You know, in my parents' lifetime.
I am over a half century, so I have not seen it in a half a century.
In half a century, we have not seen this kind of devastation. And we did have a pretty big one hit us, Elena, in 85, I think it was.
It didn't actually really hit us, though. It just it did some laps out there in the Gulf.
Yeah, you know, and it did wreaked a little bit of havoc, but nothing like we saw on these last two hurricanes that really hit us. And you know, we've been pretty protected for, I mean, certainly my whole life, your whole life, and you know, but so unfortunately the beach homes, the ones that were newer construction, I'd say within the last 10 years or so, fared very well. You know,
still with some damage, but
but they were built to the new hurricane codes. They did fine. The homes from the 1950s and earlier, not so much.
Your beach cottages and stuff like that.
Right. They were, you know, wood frame
family homes, like the old family homes that people passed on.
Right.
Yeah.
And the block homes from the 1950s and the 60s, you know, and forward, they would have been okay. I mean, you know, they were, obviously devastated because most of them are one story.
Right.
And we had 6 feet of sand and water that covered all the islands out here on the beach. And so with that, we're seeing a lot of those homes getting raised up, those exact block homes, you know, that are the most coveted in our area. They're literally lifting them up, you know, they're building them up, and you know, so it's kind of interesting to see the changeover in the home. We have
one now, and we're going to try and find it. I'm going to try and find it. She doesn't know that, but we're going to try and find it.
I guess we'll find out together.
It's it's the tallest one. The tallest one before raised was 21 feet. But they have done one now in Clearwater, 24 feet. They've raised it up.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to find that. see how that's going because it's in the process right now.
Yeah. But there's several around here. There was one that we've been following out here on St. Pete Beach, which is north of where we are at the Don CeSar right now. Having dinner at the Row.
No, the Row bar is inside. This is the society table.
The society table.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I see. It says Row bar. I can't really see that far.
There's actually 9 restaurants in this Don CeSar.
Oh, see? He does know some stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were.
I don't know all the names of them, but yeah,
I knew that there was
9 of them.
There was 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I
there's
didn't
9
know
of
there
them.
was 9.
Technically, they're counting some of the bars. They're counting the cafe. They're counting the little, like convenience store, almost like what it is.
Okay,
like
so that's a stretch.
Yeah. So, but they listed on the website 9 restaurants. So
very interesting.
Because I think even the beach bar counts. Like they've kind of stretched it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 9 bars and restaurants I could buy.
Yeah.
I could totally buy that. But 9 restaurants?
Right.
So we're at the society table. We chose to sit outside just for the ambiance. And so far we're excited about the food. I might have gone a little overboard, but
she never does that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about. This is gonna be a long video.
Well, so I mean, we can.
So when we're talking about the beaches, St. Pete Beach, Paso Grill, those are the southern beaches, and then we go over a nice, beautiful bridge that got updated. I don't remember when. I think in the early 2000s. I did look that up, and
I don't remember the date either.
But there used to be a drawbridge that went from Paso Grill, St. Pete Beach, right here at the Don CeSar.
In our area, there's been several of the bridges that they've converted over and made super tall, so that they don't have to have that drawbridge. Doesn't
well, and so
hinder the traffic and stuff like that.
So St. Pete is known for sailing.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people talk about Texas, Galveston, Texas, right?
Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi is the launch stuff, but right? Are they famous for sailing?
I don't know. Galveston's is one.
I think it's Galveston.
Yeah.
And
we don't live there, so
I know. But our kids were all into sailing, so we should know. And I've been raised on sailing, so I should know. And have family history that we'll do another video on about sailing and the Olympics. But so you can sail right out from Boca Ciega Bay, which I used to think as a kid was just around Gulfport. But Boca Ciega Bay stretches all the way up to Clearwater. And it's an interesting estuary as well, Boca Ciega Bay. But so you talk about, you go over this bridge, you've got Tierra Verde, and what's the other?
Fort DeSoto.
No, Fort DeSoto, yes. Fort DeSoto is the beach. Fort DeSoto has been named number 1
So it's
beach.
Isla del Sol when you go over.
Isla del Sol, yes. That's what I was trying to think of. And so, but all of these areas for beach life are still even different than if you go up to...
So basically, in our area, every time you cross a bridge, the whole demeanor changes for whatever reason.
Different vibe.
It's like something happens once you go over that bridge, like it's a time warp or something. You go over this bridge and you like completely change. Like when you go to Tampa, like the vibe's totally different.
Oh, Tampa!
When you go over the bridge, like it's crazy.
Tampa's fun. We'll spend.
When you go to Sarasota, the vibe's totally different when you go over the skyway.
Well, we've got Bradenton before Sarasota, and Bradenton's even different than Sarasota. And then
because there's another bridge to get from Bradenton to Sarasota. Like it's legit, like it's a bridge thing.
It is a bridge thing, like dividing natural divisions. But we have some of the most beautiful homes, and on this channel we hope to be able to show some of those. And
we will. We're gonna get there and show some of these homes.
But it's funny because when we, thinking about long before we got into real estate, how expensive real estate was out on the beaches. But now that we're in it,
but it really wasn't that expensive.
It wasn't.
It's all perspective. It's all perspective.
Like, people were buying homes out here for $500,000 on the water, and we thought they were insane.
Yeah.
$750,000, and now that's like the average price, like for a tiny house. You're not buying anything on the water under $1 million anymore. And if you get it for $1 million,
I think you can now, kind of in some areas, but
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Not on the water. I don't think you're going to get anything on the water under $1 million.
I think you'd be surprised.
Me? I'm going to be surprised.
Area. Yeah.
I'm going to be surprised. Like, I'm not in the MLS every day.
I know you are, but I'm just saying, I feel like there's some, like, older homes that haven't been updated that are on the water.
I would say if they were devastated by the storm.
Not even devastated, but just,
I don't know.
Like, it'd be interesting.
Okay. We're going to have to do that. We're going to jump into that one. Yeah, because I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, you're probably right. I mean, I just finance them. I don't look at the cost of them.
Yeah.
So.
If there's anything out there on the water under $1 million, I mean, okay, 999,000 doesn't count. But
that's under $1 million. If it's
not by the time you pay
50
closing
cents
costs.
it's under $1 million.
Not by the time you pay closing costs. Taxes and insurance.
That doesn't count
for
the sales price.
Yeah. I'm just saying. No, I said buying. I didn't say what the sales price was. You can't buy anything for under $1 million.
Okay.
But no, I'll take a look and see. We can do that search and see, what homes are going for, even things that aren't on market. So that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
But
one of us will be telling us the other that they were right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just right in the middle.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's perfect. Oh.
Perfect.
Thank you. So, Gulf Front versus Gulf View. What's the difference?
Well, Gulf Front, you're actually on the water. There's no obstructions between you and the water. Gulf View is, you could be 2 streets over and have a Gulf View.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you climb up to the top of your roof.
You could have, we're out in Shore Acres, and they're not Shore Acres, one of those areas over there anyways, and there's a house on the water. And if you look between...
Venetian Isles?
No, it was farther south of that. Down by Brightwaters. Down in that area. Yeah. So that house, if you looked out the bay window and looked right between the 2 neighbors' house that were on the water,
you got a sliver.
You had the Gulf View.
A sliver.
Yeah.
But that's actually a bay view, but... This is where we're getting a little technical, right?
Okay, that was a bay view, yeah.
Bay view, yeah. But Gulf Front is a front facing towards the Gulf.
Yeah.
Versus a Gulf View, which could be any angle, and you're taking a look at the water in the meantime. And talking about the Don CeSar, people that get a view of the Don CeSar is an upgrade as well. So not just a view of the water, but a view of the Don, as we so affectionately call it here.
And parking around the Don is an absolute chore.
That is a disaster.
Yeah.
Uber.
So, or you suck it up and you pay $35 to park in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Like we did.
Yeah.
But it was kind of crazy because I thought around the parking lot there's parking, but you have to have a trailer. You have to have a boat trailer attached to your vehicle to park in those spots.
We've parked there before, and I don't think I ever realized that that's what that case was. Yeah. We had to have a boat trailer.
Yeah. So we parked in the parking lot for $35. Unless they validate the parking, which I doubt.
Maybe that's what we should have asked him.
Yeah.
Can you validate our parking in lieu of the uncut oysters? Yeah. See, I think it's called shucked and cut. I feel like it's not dislodged. That's not the word, but
you know, just like I say different things and it means the same thing.
No, I'm not saying anything about that. It's bothering me because growing up eating oysters, my whole anytime my dad had a big payout, he'd go to the fish market and get a few dozen oysters, not a dozen, not
bushel.
A bushel,
you get different
bushel. That's it. Yeah.
They come in bushels.
Yes, a bushel and a peck. Yeah, he'd get a bushel of oysters.
So aren't there other haunted stories about the Don, not just that one?
No, that's the only one about the Don. Okay. There's also a haunted history story for the Vinoy.
I know that because we actually did a tour for that.
Right. And there is also, there was a couple of weird stories that would float around South St. Pete when I was a kid. Nacho. For historic Roser Park and the story of the mini lights in Roser Park. You know the story of the mini lights?
I have no idea about the mini lights.
That's a good one.
I didn't live down there, so I don't.
Yeah. And I grew up next to a cemetery and playing in the cemetery.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few stories about Royal Palm Cemetery and Lincoln Cemetery right next door.
Right.
That were separated by a set of railroad tracks.
Yeah.
So, but as a kid, Lincoln Cemetery, they didn't pay any attention to, so we could see actual remains of people. Scary. Scary as a kid. The Don CeSar is more than a landmark. It's proof that when you build with intention, it lasts.
But it almost did.
But it persevered.
It did.
And it did.
Yeah, but it almost did.
So it was built with intention and it lasted.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, hopefully this is the food. That would be me, Snapper. Thank you. Beautiful.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, this smells really good.
Yeah, looks really good. So I'm gonna wait to eat the salad.
Yeah.
We gotta eat the burger.
Huh? Oh, yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Oh, that's ketchup. What the hell do I need ketchup for? It's a whiskey burger.
For your burger?
It's a whiskey barbecue burger. Now you didn't get fries.
Oh. The snapper is very good.
Burger's really good.
Lay down.
All right, well, we're going to eat our food.
So that was our tidbit on our long, drawn-out story on the Don CeSar.
Yeah. We had a good dinner.
Oh my God,
sunset,
it was really good.
Good experience.
Yes, yeah. The wait staff was definitely engaging and great. The food, my snapper was so good.
Burger was
Yeah, so good. So that's it, and we wanted to wish everybody a happy Memorial Day.
And remember, the holiday isn't just about having barbecues, and it's about getting together and remembering loved ones. If you lost somebody, that was a hero in one of the wars or something like that, or even if they were in the war and they just survived it and they end up passing away, this is your time to relish in their memories. Right.
So, be grateful and we are super grateful for all of our men and women and people that serve on, stateside, across the seas, everywhere. We're grateful for everything that you do.
They do something that most people wouldn't want to do. So with that, just remember that going into this holiday. Just remember that.
And, you know, we're at a historic site that was, you know, a part of World War II. So.
Yeah, it was a hospital, like you said. So part of our Memorial Day theme.
Sure.
So, sure. She didn't realize it. But
I did, but, you know.
No, anyways, so like said, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Like, so
let us know if you have any stories about the Don CeSar. We'd love to hear what your experiences were. So, and on that note, have an amazing Memorial Day weekend, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Yep.